Hi everyone, this is Monisha Jaising and welcome back to Behind the Seams. In today's episode, I shall share with you the fundamentals of pattern construction. Let me begin by referring to the body measurement chart from the last episode. You have to use a paper that has right angles. You can use these lines as an X and Y axis. The first measurement is the shoulder to waist. You put a mark there. You can now mark the armhole line, which is the bust round divided by 4 minus 1 inch on the Y axis. You then extend a perpendicular line horizontally. Then you can mark the shoulder on the X axis, which is the shoulder divided by 2. On the armhole line, mark the bust, which is the bust round divided by 4, which you now add an ease of 0.75 inches. We normally divide all the circumference measurements by 4, as the block is a quarter of the complete body. The next point is to be made on the waistline. According to the formula, waist round divided by 4 plus the 0.75 inches for ease. We can now join all the points made so far. The neck round divided by 4 again can mark the neck width point here. Similarly, mark the neck depth as required. The shoulder drop point is usually derived by the formula, which is bust round divided by 24. Now draw the shoulder line through the slope and extend it further by 0.25 inches. The midpoint between the shoulder and the armhole line is the across chest line. On this line, mark the width of the across chest by dividing it by 2. X is a point 5/8 of an inch above the intersection of the armhole line and the shoulder line. The armhole can now be shaped using these 3 points. You need to draw a parallel line to the center front line, which is half of the apex to apex measurement. This helps to add a dart to this block at a later stage if desired. Similarly, the apex line has to be drawn, which is parallel to the x-axis, which can be marked after measuring the shoulder to dart length. We now have a basic bodice pattern. On this pattern, we can now create a waist dart, a shoulder dart, a chest dart, or we can manipulate darts. This is exactly what I'm going to show you now, how to add a waist dart to this basic bodice block. You have to simply mark 1/2 inch on either side of the dart line on which the apex point lies. However, when you construct a dart, always make sure to go 0.75 inch away from the apex point. This avoids a sharp point coming at the bust. Whilst doing this, make sure to add the quantity taken on the dart to the side seam. This should be done by a very slight curve. This is my bodice with the waist dart. Let us first learn how to shift a dart. Before learning that, we must identify the different lines on the bodice block on which these darts can be created. The midpoint of the shoulder marks the shoulder dart. A point between the chest line and the armhole line on the armhole marks the armhole dart. The side dart lies on the bust line starting from the side seam. The French dart extends angular beginning on the lower end of the side seam right towards the apex point. Center waist dart starts from the intersection of the center front line and the waistline. Center front dart again lies on the bust line but begins from the center front line. Center neck dart lies on the midpoint of the neckline. Similarly, mid-neck dart is from the midpoint of center of the neckline right up to the bust point. Now let's shift the waist dart that we created to the shoulder dart. First trace the block before the dart is to be closed until the line of the new dart. Now shift the block so that you close the quantity of the earlier dart. This process creates volume on the new dart line as desired. Similarly, you can close half of the old dart and create half quantity of the new dart. So these are all the darts that can be created on a basic bodice pattern. I have also shared with you how these darts can be moved around or can be removed completely. But always remember that this is the apex point. Your dart should always end at least 1 inch away from the apex point. This helps pointy edges from appearing on your pattern. So the next class is all about how to create a basic sleeve block and a basic skirt block. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my masterclass every week.